Hello, Javier. I am a 28-year-old, very successful manager for a IT division of a very big company. I currently make about $6,000 gross per month, which adds up to about $72,000 yearly. My net take home is give or take about $4,500. I have a $900 Tesla payment and about $200 worth of credit card payments. I'm looking to buy in a specific part of Indio, California, which I attach the zip code and have a few houses for you. Now, obviously, I'm a lot more successful than most 28-year-olds, but I thought you should just check it out and just double check for us. Thank you so much. Big fan. Well, we got somebody who's definitely very confident about their buying situation. And now more than ever, we have to be very cautious of what we're buying and what we're getting into. So we're going to break down if this person is able to afford a house, let alone qualify for a house in a zip code in California, Indio, California, 92201. And we're going to see if it makes sense. All right, so the first thing we'll do is we'll head over to Zillow.com and we're going to look their specific zip code. Not too familiar with Indio, California. I know that I'm going to be very basic and say Coachella's there, right? Or around there or something. I'm not sure. I always drive by it when I go to Disneyland. That's the only thing I really know about it. The houses they were sending me were like the 439, 440 range. So I think I might even see one here. Let me see. All right, let's just focus on this one as the central house. So let's figure out what the monthly payment. We're not going to use the estimated payment here that Zillow provides us. We're going to do our own calculation. So let's go with, let's assume we can do a little price reduction. Hey, 425, pretty cool. Already there. Let's say we can reduce the price a bit. They didn't mention in the details they are putting about 5% down. Now interest rate is a little tough. If you Google Optimal Blue interest rate, this is probably best source of interest rate. 6.8. Funny enough, FHA has a lower rate right now. Let me move myself out of the way so you can see. So, you know, for a lot of people, especially right now, maybe consider going to FHA. No, let's assume they can go to FHA. We're just going to go 6.6. We're going to hit price and tax, and we're going to find out what the tax amount. Now, I know California is a little weird with taxes. I think they tax it every time it sells, I believe. I'm not too sure. So $2,400, that's actually not bad. It's about $200 a month. Homeowners insurance, we're going to leave at 66. PMI, it's not 0. It's definitely going to be probably 100. For starters, looks like your payment's going to be about $3,000 and doesn't include HOA, which I'm pretty sure it has HOA. If $3,000 looks like a lot to you, it's because, unfortunately, it is. It's the new norm when it comes to the first-time home buyers, especially in the 400, even 300,000 range. Sometimes certain cities, Indio happens to have low taxes compared to other cities. So it is sad, but unfortunately, when it comes to affordability and buying a home, it's getting up there. And unfortunately, rentals are right behind it. Like someone was just telling me the other day that their 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment in an okay area is going up to like $1,800 a month, which is insane. And they're comparing it to buying a house for $2,300 a month. So it is tough. It is tough out there, and I acknowledge it. Affordability is really crappy right now, and unfortunately, it's just the situation we're in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the handy dandy budget calculator here, plug in their gross monthly income, which I believe was $6,100, and their net income was 4,000 something or the other. I'm just going to put 4,500. So now before we go to the main part, let's go over again how you figure out what you can qualify for. Most lenders will qualify you for 50% debt to income, basically 50% of your total gross monthly income. So for very easy numbers, if you're making $10,000 a month gross, not gross like gross, like that's what they're paying you, they'll qualify you up to 50% of it, which in this case will be $5,000. And when you talk to a lender or an agent, a lot of times they're not going to really coach you on your budget. They're just going to tell you what you qualify for, and that's it. So you have to do this work on your own. What they do once they figure out your 50% is they subtract any monthly payments you have that's on your credit. So if, for example, you have 3 credit cards at $100 each, they'll subtract $300 from that number that you get. They won't take things away, like if you owe your Uncle Joey some money, that's not in the picture. Only payments that pop up in as debts you have in your credit report. So according to these numbers, you qualify up to $1,950. And how you figure this out, once again, we get 50% of that monthly gross income, which adds about $3,050. And why it drops down so low, yes, you guessed it, that darn Tesla you got. You have almost $1,100 of debts that are basically getting rolled into tackling this. So So off the bat, I can tell you, you won't even qualify for what you need to do. As you remember, we were about $3,000 a month just to qualify. Now, they did tell me their partner is working part-time and brings home about $3,000 gross monthly income, but they would rather not use their income unless they have to. But in this case, it's gonna have to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back here and we're gonna add approximately $3,000, so it'd be $9,100, and then your month net income $2,250. So we'll increase that to $6,750. According to these numbers, any lender you talk to will qualify you. You should have enough to qualify for the house you're looking for. Here's a problem though. You should not base what you can qualify for as your budget. If we're using just a kind of general budget scale, right? The most conservative route you can go, and that's like pushing it, is if you exceed 25% of your net income per month, you are considered house poor. So if we're using your net income, that's about $1,688. Now there is also another school of thought that 28% of your gross income, if you exceed that, that is considered house broke. And of course, the just right range, which I personally prefer, is about 33% of your net. You're really safe. Once again, 25% of your net is $1,688. Your just right, which is 33% of your net, is about $2,228. And your tight number, which is your gross 28%, is $2,548. Now, I put really tight there. I really don't like people to go this range, but if you're forced to, 30% of your gross is right here at $2,730. Here's the deal, Pickle. So if you were to, say, get a house for $3,000 a month, your payment would be 44% of your net income. So if you get paid like bi-weekly, the majority of your first paycheck is going to your mortgage. Oh yeah, and by the way, this isn't even accounting for your Tesla payment at $900. I mean, I'm not gonna be the one to tell you, you probably already know this, buying that giant car payment wasn't the brightest idea, but do what you can to get out of it. I don't know if you can maybe trade it in for a little Corolla or something. There's just no way. It just doesn't make sense. You really need to be about $2,200 to $2,000 a month. And in that case, that's probably going to be, if we go back to our mortgage calculator, let's try 300, 2232. Yeah, you're going to have to cut about $100,000 off your price. And listen, I'm not telling you homeownership is impossible, but in this specific zip code you're looking for above 400,000, it's just a plain dumb idea to buy. You will be able to buy. Every lender and realtor will tell you you can buy, but you shouldn't. You're going to overextend yourself. You're going to live paycheck to paycheck, and you're going to have a lot of sleepless nights. You want to buy with your budget in mind. More now than ever. It's not going to be 100% solid investment. You're not going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars in the next 5 to 10 years. You just don't know what's going to happen to the market, but you need to think of you and your family and your budget first, and it just doesn't make sense. The only path I see for you is if you find something in the $300,000 range, or $425,000, you maybe bump that down payment to 10%, still not the best rate. And you can maybe get a super crazy like rate buy down where the seller gives you like a big chunk of money to buy down your rate. It's still $2,739. I mean, you have to still really like tackle this down. It doesn't make sense for now. It's just completely pushing it. And I mean, yeah, 380 works. 10% down, buy down the rate. It's tight. Honestly, it just doesn't seem right to me. I don't think you're in a position to buy. Let prices continue to cool off if they do in your specific area. Every area is different, and I hate to break it to a lot of you, some areas are not cooling down as much as you think. So just if explore different areas, or potentially explore different options with saving more money, or maybe some new build out there that's a little further than you want, can buy down your rate or give you a lot of incentives. You're just going to have to get creative. You're not in the best position as you think you are. Do what you need to do to help yourself. You start saving a little more money, and you're just not quite in the position to buy in the specific area you want unless things cool off, you save more money, or you find a really crazy situation that might make sense for you. If you're brave enough to send me your details as well, you can send them to me at contact@javiervidana.com. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm here to help people, and this example hopefully has helped a lot of people out there. But anyways, I'm looking forward to hearing what your guys' thoughts are. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Have a good one.